thought I would give you a sneak peek or a preview of my mess. You cannot see my mess, but it is a mess here of all the gear that I will be bringing with me and potentially using for my first extreme try in Lac Mégantic, Canada, which is on Sunday, and the race starts at 4:30 a.m. It is an Ironman distance, so a 2.4-mile swim, 2-loop swim, and get out of the water each loop, and then a 112-mile bike with a little under 8,000 feet of climbing, and then a marathon, which is a mixture of road, trail, hiking, and it has about 4,000 feet of climbing. And the race is entirely self-supported. So Corel is my transition area. He is my aid stations on the bike. He's my aid stations on the run. And then he also has to be with me, accompany me to the top of where the observatory is. And that is also where the finish line is. So a little bit different than the standard triathlon, but I feel like I've done so many Ironmans that I understand what I need for the event. So that is a little bit more straightforward to me. However, the concept of being self-supported requires a bit more planning, and also there are specific things that are needed for this event that are required. So that also adds a different element as well. And I will be using this as a tune-up for the Icon in Italy, which is in September, and that will be even more extreme. Right now, the weather is looking to be comfortable in terms of temperature. I'm not sure if the smoke will impact us. I'm hoping from the fires, I hope that everything goes as planned and we are all healthy and safe and the race isn't canceled. But it looks like it will be windy and possibly rainy as well. And that just adds to the adventure of this extreme event. So first things first, the swim. So for the swim, we are required to have a buoy, an inflatable buoy, and then also some kind of strobe light to put either in the buoy or on the goggles. I'm not sure which one. So I just have this little cheapy bike light that I have here. It's really light. And so that will be with me for the swim. These two things are required. Now, I don't know what the water temperature is right now, but I've heard that it is in the mid 50s, maybe 58, maybe 55, which is very cold. So I do plan on wearing my booties for the swim, which are allowed. And I also have my wetsuit, my Roka wetsuit that I'll be wearing. Now, I also have Roka sent me a thermal swim cap, so I might try that out and see how that fits. And how comfortable that is when I'm swimming. It's not the kind that goes under the chin. I think Lucy Charles wore something similar in St. George. So it's just a regular swim cap, but it's kind of like insulated. Then I have 3 different types of goggles. I'll probably go with the lightest one just because we will be starting in the dark, but these are all Roka. But I do have a tinted pair. I have a kind of an orangish, lightish pair, and then I also have a completely clear pair. So I'll probably go with the clear ones, so we will see. And then I always have this little pack with me before swims or races. And it just has a bunch of stuff in there. It has some Tums, it has amp, it has hair ties, Band-Aids, it has some shoes, cough drops, chafing cream, a bar, chapstick, some wipes. So this and an extra swim cap and some sunscreen. So this always goes with me for any type of race. I always have this. Just has pretty much everything in it. And then I have this little old cheapy water bottle that I'll just bring with me to the start, and either Corel can take it or we can just toss it. So I'll be able to sip on some nutrition at the start. So that is all my swim gear. I also have a few towels throughout the event. I do plan on changing in T2 from my tri kit, my one piece, into shorts and a tank. So I'll have these towels to dry off and change. So now onto the bike. So I am planning to wear my race helmet. However, the only thing that I am undecided about is this has a shield on it, which is a dark shield, but in the case that it's raining, and it could be raining heavily, I don't want to be wearing the shield. Now I do have these really awesome 1% glasses that do, so I have these glasses, and they also come with a clear lens. So this would be something perfect to wear for the bike if it's raining. I just need to see how these feel, if they can go under the helmet. So I might need to make a decision if I want to wear my aero helmet or just wear a regular helmet. So that's something I'll need to think about. I also have an extra pair of sunglasses for the bike, just in case my shield falls off and it is a sunny day. I have an extra pair that Corral can give me at one of the aid stations. I'm not sure if we have to wear bib numbers, but I do have my bib number belt, which I'll put in my swim bag here. And then for the bike, I will be using primarily Never Second. I will probably start off with Infinite, and then I'll move to Never Second. So I have a bag of this, and then I have this will fill up my hydration system. It is 32 ounces. So I will use this about midway on the bike at the second aid station stop. There's 4 designated stops that we can stop and get aid from our support crew. So I will have this already filled. And then I will also have, and then I will start with my hydration system filled. And then I also have 3 more bottles, which will also be filled, that Corral can hand to me. I only plan to stop at one of the aid stations to fill up my hydration system. The rest will be just like a normal aid station where I grab it from Corral, the volunteer. And then I will also have 2 bottles, which will just be water. So these are different bottles, so we'll know that they're water. And I'll be very organized with how everything is laid out, so Corral will know what to give me when. I've got my XTRI shoes, and then I also have some extra nutrition. I have some Power Bar shoes. We'll have these. I'll start with a packet. And then Corral will also have some extras in the car. I'll have some Goo aminos. He'll probably just hand them to me because it's just easier that way. But I do have some baggies in case I want to keep them with me. And then I also have some Never Second gels. Now I'll probably also be using, I will be using the Never Second for the run. But for the end of the run, I will be switching over to Scratch just for a lighter taste. But I'll get to that in a minute. So now the run. So the run is definitely the most complicated part of this all, just because it starts off with a few miles on trail, which is like gravel grass, I think. And then we have about 7 or 8 miles on a road. And then we have a few more miles on grass trail, then a mile or 2 on the road, then a more technical section with a creek crossing on the trails, and then back on the road for a few miles. And then the last 8.5K is straight up the mountain hiking. So I don't want to wear my trail shoes for everything. I will wear my Hoka trail shoes. So much better grip. I will wear them at the end. And Corral he can bike with me for most of it, or he can run with me. But because he's also in the car, we will probably just have him go to certain spots and wait for me. And then maybe on the road section, he can, if it's not raining too bad, that he can hop on the bike and then just bike with me if I need anything. So I will wear these for the last part of the run. I just don't know if I'm going to wear them for the more technical trail section that precedes the short road section that precedes the final climb. I'm not sure when I'll put these on, because I know that there is about 3 miles of road in between 2 technical trail sections. So I just have to decide if I want to just wear my running shoes for that section and then put these on. I'm leaning towards putting these on the first technical section, and then just wearing them on the road. I'm planning to wear my New Balance fuel cell shoes. I have been wearing the Sauconys, and I really love these, and I run well in them. I run fast in them, but I just feel more stable, and with the mix of terrain and just knowing that I'm going to be tired and my gait is going to change, I just feel more confident in these shoes. But I've tried both of these out on trail and road, and I'm leaning towards the New Balance. But I will also see what the trails are like, and once I'm there, I can get a better idea of what I'm going to use. Now, as far as hydration, I do have my Naked belt that I love, but because there's going to be a lot more time without support, I have to be my own aid station. So I have been practicing in this Naked vest, which I really do like it. I wasn't sure if I would like it, but it's very comfortable, and it zips up in the front, and then you can stick the hydration bottles right down the front here, so they go all the way down. It also has a bunch of pockets here. It has a pocket back here. It has a ton of pockets, so it's really great to just put anything that you need. And I find it really comfortable. So I'm probably going to wear that for the run, but I did bring some flasks just in case I change my mind, and especially for that road section, if I decide that I want to use flasks, I'll have these. But I also have a bunch of Naked flasks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flasks that I will fill up. Some of them will be just water. If it's not raining, I'll want to cool myself, and so squeezing water on me is going to be very important. Otherwise, just sipping a little bit of water, but they will be filled with Never Second. And so I'll plan, each one is about 12 ounces to 16 ounces. So I do plan on having one of these about every 30 minutes or so. Now, as far as I will wear a visor or a hat, I haven't decided yet. And now we get to the hiking section. So I was thinking of wearing a running vest, but I actually am now leaning towards wearing this Camelback that I have, and it buckles in the front. The nice thing about this, it can hold 2 bottles, and I'll put my scratch in, because that last section is probably going to take me about an hour and a half. But it's also nice because it has a lot of different compartments, so I can put other food in there. And then also we're required to have some warm gear, jacket, headlamp. So I have a waterproof jacket with a hood from Marmot. I have a vest. I have some arm warmers. I have a hat. I also have these. These are, you get those Mylar blankets when you finish a race. These are actually hoodies. So they're emergency poncho hoodies with that same material. So I have 2 of these, which it might be very cold when we get to the top and rainy. So I'm going to want this. I do have a cooling towel. I'm not sure if I'm going to need it. I have just a inexpensive headlamp for Corel. I have one here from Black Diamond for myself. I have my Roka sunglasses. However, I usually don't wear sunglasses on trails, so I'll probably just wear these for the run on the road. And then I have hiking poles. So it's my first time using hiking poles in an event, but I have been practicing with them. These are carbon hiking poles from Black Diamond. They're women specific, and they're collapsible, and you just put them in, you just flick them in and then pull them out, and then you've got this nice hiking pole, and really easy to bring them down so you can hold them and carry them with you and carry them in the pack. So I'll be using these for the final section of the hike/run. The other thing is Corel will be with me and for that final section, and I have a feeling I'm going to want some water. I'm going to want some Coke. I'm going to want other things to help get me through that, because I will be racing for over 11 hours and this will be a very demanding race. So he is going to have his own hydration pack. We also have this nice little waistband belt that he can carry a bottle as well in around his waist, if we wanted to have something in there. So we have a few options for him. So just so we have a variety of drinks, but he is going to wear that backpack, and that way too he can carry more of the heavier stuff like my jacket and the extra stuff that we're required to have. And so he'll have this backpack for the top, and then for that final hike. And then also I will have everything organized. I do have a few travel cooler bags that I will put drinks in. But like I said, it looks like it's going to be rainy and on the cooler side in the 60s. So I'm not going to need those super cool, but I'll keep everything very organized. I will have a printout of the maps and where Corel will be parking or driving to throughout the event. And also on there, it will list what he should be giving me. And these are things that I've practiced in training, but also after 16 years of Ironman distance racing, I know what I need. I know what I crave. I know what works for me. There will be new things throughout this where I'll have to figure things out as I go, which is why I'm doing this event before my more extreme one, which will be in Italy in a few months. So that is everything that I have here. And I think I have everything. It seems like a lot, but it is a lot to think about when you're doing a self-supported event. If I forgot anything, let me know. If you have any questions, also let me know. Okay, bye.